Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm your resident geek Ron. Today I'm very excited to get my hands on the newly released Apple Watch Series 6. I have the 44mm in this beautiful stainless steel case with the Inverness Green Sport Loop. So join me today as I take you through the unboxing, setup, comparison with previous generation Apple Watches, and demo of some of the cool features of this new Apple Watch. I ordered this watch online because of the lockdown situation where I live, so Apple sent it to me in this brown box. So it looks like I have an extra box to unbox for you today. Ain't that a treat? This is my very first Apple Watch, and I'm switching from this tired looking Garmin activity tracker. And now that my Apple Watch is here, let's go right ahead and start unboxing. To open this outer box, you begin by pulling this tab in front to break the seal. It's a bit tough, so you make sure you give it a nice good tug. And when you open the flap, it now reveals the white Apple box that we're all familiar with. This is probably one of the most recognizable product packaging from any company right now. Let me know what you think compared to, let's say, the little blue box from Tiffany. So let's go right ahead and peel this outer plastic cover. It's actually super cool how Apple designed this outer box. They've designed it in such a way that you would want to keep it instead of throw it out, because it gives you that very unique and memorable experience. And honestly, I have boxes from my old iPhone 3G still sitting inside my cupboard. You still get two separate boxes, but the first thing you'll notice is that the box for the watch is significantly thinner than the previous generation. First, let's open the watch band. The box for the watch band hasn't changed, no surprises here. To open the box, there's a plastic seal on the side that you need to peel off. Then simply open the flap on the side and pull the tab out. There's a product information leaflet which you can read later. Then you have the band neatly packaged in this threefold cardboard case. The actual band itself is held in place by this groove in the middle, which is just a tad narrower than the actual band. So the edge of the band just catches the edge of the cardboard, and a low-tack adhesive as a safety measure. The box comfortably survived that unboxing, and I can definitely easily repackage this band back into its original case without any problem at all. Now it's time to open the main box. If you flip it over, you'll see these two low-tack paper adhesive tapes with an arrow pointing in the direction you need to peel it, which suggests that you need to rip it off. You can probably get away not ripping it out. I think you can just peel it to the side and it should be all good. So maybe on my next Apple Watch, I'll remember to be more careful next time. Once the tapes on both sides are clear, the next step is to remove the top cover. And here it is, the new Apple Watch Series 6. Then underneath this product information material, which you can read later, is the charge cable, and of course there's no power adapter. During the Apple Watch Series 6 event, Apple announced how all their products are free from harmful chemicals and that customers have been accumulating USB power adapters.
We know that customers have been accumulating USB power adapters.
Shame on you, customers. The charging cable is packaged slightly different this time. And since this is the stainless steel version, I get the charging puck with a stainless side and bottom trim. It's a bit unnecessary actually. I much rather have the same charging puck as the aluminum model, if that means the stainless steel model becomes cheaper for me to buy, because I'll probably get a third-party charger anyway. Here it is, the new Apple Watch Series 6. It sure feels heavier than my Garmin, that's for sure, but I don't think it'll be noticeable when it's on my wrist. Another thing that is different that I'm noticing is the protective cover the watch is wrapped in. This new material feels like a cardboard compared to a suede-like material in the previous generation watches. It's a shame because this material feels really cheap, and it's actually made it difficult to push the watch out of it. So to remove the watch from its cardboard jacket, simply put your thumb on one end further from where the digital crown is located. Then, while holding it on the side, gently push the watch out the other end. And here it is, the 44mm Apple Watch Series 6 stainless steel in all its shiny and slippery glory. As you'd expect, the stainless steel material attracts a lot of fingerprints. This has a definite touch of classiness. I'm glad I picked this one instead of skimping on the aluminum version. Definitely worth the wait. And since the display is made of sapphire crystal, it's more resistant to scratches. And since I'm going to use this watch for several years, I'm sure there'll be a lot of occasions where I would accidentally graze it off an edge of a table or a wall. So I need the glass to be more durable. Next, here are some side-by-side shots of the Series 6 next to previous generation watches. I've got a Series 4 and a Series 5 which belong to my kids. What you're seeing now is the 40mm aluminum in silver color. Obviously size-wise they're different, but if you look past that, you could be mistaken the smaller watch in my left hand for a Series 6. That is until you look at the back of the watch, where you will notice a different sensor layout, and not to mention the marking where it says Series 4 as opposed to Series 6. And it's the same story for the Series 5. At the surface, both watches look the same. The only way you can tell them apart is if you look at the back of the watch, where you'll notice the different sensor pattern. But also under the hood, there are noticeable differences, and they are summarized in this table. This is my first Apple Watch that I own, so I actually don't know how to go about attaching the band to the watch. Good thing the box has an illustration how it should be done. So according to this, you attach the fixed end to the top of the watch. Okay, let's try that. So with the label on the band facing down, slide this connector through the slot until you hear a click. Then do the same procedure for the other end, and that's it. Trying it on for the first time. That was super easy to wear. It feels really different coming from a Garmin activity tracker. It's good different. It definitely feels like there's something on my wrist that I need to take care of. With the Garmin, it's super light. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm wearing it. Now with the watch strap, I like the sport loop because I find it easy to adjust compared to the sport band. Price-wise, they're the same, but I feel the sport loop has an edge here in terms of daily use because the loop will always give you a perfect fit all the time. I'll definitely need to take this off my wrist every day for charging, unlike my old Garmin, so I want a band that's easy to wear. And this is probably one area the sport band has an advantage over the loop, because placing the watch on the charger is a one-hand operation for the sport band, unlike the sport loop where you have to lift the charging puck first. To remove the strap from the watch, there's a button just underneath where the band connects to the watch. Just press this button with your fingernail, then slip the band out to the side. And now it's time to set it up. I have here the new watch. As you can see, it's not yet paired with a phone. And next to it, I have my old iPhone 10. To start the pairing process, Apple recommends that you wear the watch on your wrist. Then, when you unlock your phone and bring it next to the watch, this pop-up notification will appear at the bottom of the screen. Just tap the continue button, select what type of setup you wish to do, and the phone will display a window where you need to align it with the watch. At this point, the watch failed to recognize there's a new phone trying to pair with it, so the orb didn't show up on the watch right away. I had to tap on the Pair Apple Watch manually option on the phone, and after that, the orb showed up on the watch. Coincidence? I don't know. But looking at the footage again, I think I must have accidentally tapped the screen of the watch while I was trying to put it on, and that initiated a manual pairing process because at some point, the watch is asking for a language input. Once the orb appeared on the watch, it's now just a matter of pointing the phone camera over the watch and it paired instantly. I'm marking this time as T0 because I want to find out how long the entire setup process takes. You're now presented with an option to either restore from backup, if you're upgrading from an old watch, or set up as a new watch, which is what I'm doing as this is my first Apple Watch. The connection process takes about 45 seconds for an iPhone 10. You might get a faster response time if you're using a newer iPhone model. Apple is now asking permission to log into your account. Just tap on the agree button if you agree with all these T's and C's. This step needs an internet connection, so the response time you get during this process may vary. In my case, I have a 50 Mbps internet connection and it took about 18 seconds for it to log into my account. Next, you'll be presented with a series of preferences for your watch, like the size of text, the passcode, how you'd like software updates to install on your watch, SOS, mobile setup, etc. Just respond to these questions according to your preference. Worth noting is that I chose not to install all the apps on my phone right away. I want to be able to pick the apps I want to install so I don't end up with a bloated watchOS running on my watch. It took me about less than a minute to go through all those questions, and when that's done, the syncing process on the watch takes place. There is a status ring on the top left corner of the display that looks like a digital crown, so you can check the progress of the synchronization at any point in time. While the phone is syncing in the background, Apple offers you some information about the 3 ways how you would normally interact with the watch. This is quite handy if you're a first-time watch owner like me, so I recommend that you go through all 3 training materials because you have about 10 minutes to burn here. At the 3-minute mark, I got a notification on my phone saying that the iMessage and FaceTime setup on the watch is complete. Just tap OK to dismiss this message. The sync process will just do its thing for the next 5 to 6 minutes, so I'll fast forward a video from here. In my case, the process was a lot faster once it's gone past 50%. The entire sync process took just under 10 minutes for an iPhone X, and now we're ready to use the watch for the first time. When you press the digital crown, you'll be presented with the default watch face, which I think looks pretty nice. Later in this video, I'm going to show you how to install your own custom watch face using an app called Clockology. But for now, let's install some of the apps that you already have on your phone onto your watch. In this case, I'm just installing 4 apps which I think I need for now. First, this remote control app for my car. Then an app called Map My Ride for when I ride my bike. Then of course you need Spotify. And last but not the least, I picked the Clockology app so I can install pseudo custom watch faces. And using the Clockology app on your phone or your iPad, you can actually create your own pseudo watch face from scratch, but if you don't have a creative gene in you, you can just download pre-made ones from several social media user groups. I call them pseudo watch faces because they don't behave like the standard Apple Watch faces because of 2 things. They don't really stay on. Once you put down your wrist, it'll be overlaid with a blurred background with a time, and also you can't interact or you can't have any complications on the watch face, so it's really just a party trick at best. As apps finish installing on the watch, they will appear on the watch app on your phone under the category installed on Apple Watch. As you can see here, Spotify has finished installing while the other 3 apps are still in progress. That took about 4.5 minutes to install just 4 apps. The last thing we need to do for this initial setup is to change the app view settings. App view allows you to change how apps appear on your watch, either through a list view or a grid view. The default is a grid view, which I think is very difficult to select apps if you needed it. I prefer the list view because its apps are arranged in alphabetical order and it's easier to find the apps that you're looking for. Plus also the apps themselves have larger icons, so you can select or start the app that you really want without tapping on the wrong app. Now that the watch is set up, it's now time to configure Clockology. Now if you start up Clockology and try to synchronize a watch face that you've downloaded, you'll notice that you won't be able to synchronize it to your watch. There's no watch sync option. This is because we haven't installed the Clockology beta profile on the watch yet. We've only installed the app on the watch, but we haven't installed the beta profile. So to start installing the beta profile, you have to restart your watch by pressing the digital crown and the side buttons together. Once your watch has restarted, open Clockology on both your watch and your phone. Then, going onto your Clockology app on the phone, navigate to the location where you've saved the Clockology beta profile. Then simply tap the file to open the Clockology beta profile. The beta profile should display something on your phone, and shortly after that you'll notice there's a simple watch face showing up on your watch. Then simply swipe down, and now you're ready to install your first Clockology watch face. Using the Clockology app on your phone, navigate to the folder where you save all your watch faces. Select the watch face you like, then long press on the file. You should see a pop-up menu, and you should see a watch sync option. This will only be visible if you install the Clockology beta profile as shown earlier in the video. Tap on the watch sync menu item to open the file, then tap on the sync button to synchronize this watch face to your watch. Make sure the Clockology app on the watch is running in the foreground and it's not blurred out. To install additional watch faces, just simply follow the same procedure. And if you want multiple watch faces to be available in your watch so you can swap them anytime, make sure you turn off the replace clocks option in the synchronization page. So all you need to do to change to a different Clockology watch face is to swipe left or swipe right, which is similar to how you do it on Apple Watch faces anyway. Next, I want to gloss over some of the new features that have been introduced in the Apple Watch Series 6. The first one being sleep tracking. If you've previously set up a sleep schedule on your phone, when you enable sleep tracking on your watch, it'll recognize that schedule and offer it up to you. Sleep tracking is available also on my previous smartwatch, which is a Garmin. So I've had a chance to compare the kind of data that's collected by Garmin and also by Apple Watch, and I must say the Garmin sleep tracker has more data in that it tells you whether you're in a deep sleep, you're in a light sleep, and how much of your sleep goal have you achieved throughout the week. The next new feature I want to quickly cover off is the blood oxygen monitor. Now if you're on the Clockology app, notice how you have to press the digital crown twice to get to the blood oxygen app. Once you're in the app, it'll give you some hints how you achieve a good measurement. Apple recommends that you move it down away from the base of your wrist so that the watch can lay flat and avoid that pointy bone on your wrist. Once your watch is in position, just follow the prompts and click the start button. It takes about 15 seconds to do a full measurement. And there you have it, the Apple Watch Series 6. That's all I have for you in this video. Thanks for watching. If you find this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and finally consider subscribing to this channel and hit that notification icon so you don't miss any of my future updates.